Welcome back to another session of Anubhavshaphotography. In this session, we are again going to talk about how to create effective double exposure in Photoshop. We are so happy to achieve so many messages from you for making another session on double exposure effect. So on your request, we are developing another great session for you, and we will quickly see how to convert this to this. Double exposure is very effective and artful technique of Photoshop, and we will quickly learn about it even more, and we will see how to achieve double exposure with some different unique techniques. Please check the I button for the previous series. So let's jump into Photoshop and see the magic. Hello wonderful people, this is Anubhav Sharma from Anubhavshaphotography. Without any further ado, let's get started.
We make the streams louder.
Alright, first thing first, let's open Photoshop and open the model image. So for this session, we are going to use this model, and let's start doing our double exposure effect. So first of all, just unlock this background by double clicking on it and converting it into the layer. Now just select the quick selection tool and select the model. Just zoom it a little bit by command or control plus. Once it is done, just do Command J to make a copy. Now you have the copy of this particular selection. Just quickly press Command and press on once. It will be selected. Once it is selected, make sure your foreground color is selected as black and press Alt Backspace or Alt Delete in Windows. You will see that your entire selection will be filled with black. Just do Command or Control T and drag it. Once it is done, just press Enter. Do Control D or Command D to deselect and drag your layer 0 above to the layer 1. Enable it. And just do right click and click on Create Clipping Mask. Once it is done, just do Command J to make a copy of this particular layer. Drag this particular layer underneath to the layer 1 and just do Command Shift U to desaturate. This is completely fine. And if you want to change the position of your big texture, just click on layer 1, do Command T or Control T and adjust its position. After achieving it, just make another solid color adjustment layer and select any light color as per your requirements. Let's select this one. We can change this color anytime, so don't worry. Just press OK and drag this layer to the bottom. Select layer 0 copy, which is the desaturated one, and convert its blending mode to soft light. Once it is done, now you can change the color as per your requirement. And just select your layer 0 copy, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur and apply the blur little bit. Press OK and decrease the opacity. This is completely fine. After achieving it, we will finally make curve adjustment layer and we will adjust its contrast and brightness a bit. And finally, we will create another exposure adjustment layer and we will adjust its offset and gamma correction. And you can also play with few effects. If you want, you can just drag this layer 0 copy underneath and just decrease the opacity of this color layer and change the color as per your requirement. So there are plenty of ways you can play with this effect. And since this particular image is related to meditation, you can give a very nice smoothing effect of aura to this particular image. Let's do that. Just go to adjustment layer, select gradient, click here, select foreground to transparent, select this color and change it to yellow. Press OK. Change style to radial. Scale somewhere should be 122 or 120. It entirely depends on you. And press OK. Once it is done, make sure this particular gradient layer is just above to your underneath layer and change its blending mode to hard light and decrease its opacity. And this is completely fine. You have achieved it and this is really wonderful. and we will quickly see what we have achieved with it. So we started with this image and we have achieved this wonderful results. This is before, after. Before, after. This is so amazing. Enjoy and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Alright, as we have seen that how wonderfully and effectively we can achieve double exposure effect in Photoshop, and you please go to I button section to have a look of the previous session about double exposure. And in case you find any difficulty using Photoshop or photography, you can visit our website www.anubhavshaphotography.com, or you can comment in comment section. And if you have not subscribed my channel right now, please go and subscribe and hit the bell icon. We'll be back very soon with a fresh dedicated episode for you. Meanwhile, stay fit, stay healthy, be happy. This is Anubhav Sharma from Anubhavshaphotography signing off.